What's happening? Yeah. Snicky snack. Snicky. Welcome, everybody, to Make Impact Stereo TV, the show that came about because of your requests. Believe it or not. That's right, people. Did you know that this show came about because folks wanted to see and listen to Victor and I hash out many of the issues that come with doing internet television. They wanted to be at the meetings. They wanted to hear us talk the talk and see us walk the walk. And so Making Impact Stereo TV was created. So we have stuff to talk about. So I want to introduce my partner in crime, Victor Allen.
What's up, man? How you feel?
So, Vic,
Yeah.
the conversation we've been having, everybody knows we're on hiatus. It's different than low-atus, but hiatus.
Right.
And that's because, believe it or not, in order to focus on developing new things, sometimes we have to stop doing the regular shows because doing Morning Coffee, Quiet Storm, iVictor, all these things, it makes it hard to come up with the new innovations that we have to come up with. The planning, we need time to sit around and talk. So we've been on hiatus. We've been talking about it. And one of the things that first came up was what we need from our associates. So before we get even into the other stuff, I think this time, let's talk about that for a second, because when people say, well, what does that have to do with Making Impact Stereo? Well, everything. Because Victor and I are working on how to get people more involved, especially our associates too. Mm-hmm. So how do you get people more involved, keep them involved, and what we want from you? Because we get communications from our regulars like PMC, like Mac McAllister. Mm-hmm. You know, Miko's over here regularly. Just had Stephanie Ray come by.
What's up?
So we get our folks coming through, more and more folks responding to us through social media. Mm-hmm. But it's another world where we try to get certain things from you. Vic, tell them some of your recent pet peeves.
Well, it's not as much pet peeves. It's actually my wish. And the one thing I want to say first is thank all of you guys, especially when people say, hey, when are you coming back with this show? When are you going to do this? How long is it going to be? I think that's wonderful things to actually ask. But what I'm actually asking for is a favor first, instead of saying it's a pet peeve. It's a wish that when you communicate, whether it's a positive influence or a criticism, what have you, do it through something that'll give us a benefit. So, for example, if people want to know a lot about what's going on, subscribe to packstereo.tv. When you subscribe, you get all the notifications. And then even if you don't get the notifications, then if you do want to question us, my suggestion is that you actually put that out there as a query or a question in an active app. I'm more responsible to those apps than the personal messages. I love the personal messages. I think that's great. But I believe what happens here is we want people to share with what you want as well. Meaning, if you have a question about, hey, when is this happening? You may get an answer from somebody who's part of that community in that app before you even get it from me, because they already know. So we want to continue what they call this dialogue within the social media apps.
So you want them, instead of just writing you,
yeah,
to post it on Facebook
Twitter,
as a question.
Facebook.
Post it in Twitter
I don't care
as
if
a
you
question.
do it at Instagram. I don't care.
Instagram.
Put it there, because the part that we are doing, this part of this transformation is we're engaging with more communities. So imagine what's happening here, because that is social, whether it's media or not. And I find myself already having that dialogue right now with people who are getting more information from me instantaneously, because my notifications is telling me, hey, they like this. They're putting a question. Well, I don't like this. What about this? I love that stuff. You do more of that, it helps us. So as you're asking these questions and you have these queries about our status, we're really being proactive personally with our own personal stuff, along with the bigger projects. And the biggest project that's happening, you don't realize how big it is the full entertainment courtyard. That by itself is an organization and a company model.
What do you mean?
Pack Stereo Live. Full entertainment, concerts, streaming, the whole show envelopment that is not just going to be about live artist performers. It may graduate to other things and projects. What you're doing with it, with all the new implementation of equipment, streaming apps, high definition, that by itself is a monster. Most people don't realize how much is going on with that. This is not about...
Well, let's tell them a little bit.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, so we wanted to improve the quality of the video. So one of the things that we did is we spent some money. We added high def switcher. We added a few cameras, high definition. And when Victor mentioned the Pack Stereo Courtyard, what he's saying is we're doing the live concerts here in our courtyard. And we improved the sound. We improved the video. Let me tell you, it was my goal to make it so that the artists that come here love to perform here. We upgraded the sound system. We did a multi-track recording last time with Nils, and we're continuing that. So when they perform here, we do a multi-track recording, multi-camera shoot, now in high definition. We got it. We're testing it out. And some of you are going to see we're going to be uploading the pieces on that. So we have all this equipment upgrades with the audio, 500-watt subwoofer. Think about that, you guys. Even I got equipment, 500-watt subwoofer. I mean, shit. When you go up to 500-watt speakers, you happy.
You're right.
500-watt subwoofer. Now, why? To give you that bottom. It's for outside in the courtyard when we're bumping now. When we're bumping out there, I can give you bottom. Like Miko.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. She gonna be mad at you for that
what?
one. What bottom you talking about? Bass or drum?
Bass. But then we give you real bottom now. Great sound system. We upgraded. Also, we upgraded the whole lighting system outside to give you better recordings. That's what we're testing now. Better recordings. Vic is now making the transition to using the equipment that I designed. As we test it out. So we got all that. We have the new mobile recording system that includes a high definition camera, a 3D 360 camera up top, 3 phones and a tablet, all rolling with backup battery power, converted golf cart. All these things we're going to be showing you coming up because this is some of the improvements. Now, at the same time we've been doing that, Victor and I have been thinking, that's the most important thing is not just doing these things because people don't really come out and say, "Ooh, I really loved your camera."
No.
Even though we do get people who say other things like, I had folks say to me, "Wow, when I look at other people's Facebook videos, it's a phone. And when you guys are posting on Facebook, it's this other whole thing." And I said, well, yeah, because the software that we use allows us to stream directly to Facebook in high definition. So we're streaming to Facebook in high definition along with our other stuff. So, yeah, there are those things we're already doing that are good. But, we know that in and of itself that the technology doesn't do it for us. But we are making all the technological improvements to once again, impress our guests and performing artists. Also, as we deal with other business folks, so they can see the quality of what we're doing. So that part is improving. Now, back at the ranch, trying to get the shows ready for Vic. It's September 30th.
Right.
Is when we're supposed to be returning. And we're actually in the process now of organizing our time, making sure we get everything done prior to that we want to get done. And making whatever adjustments we need to for the things that aren't going to be done.
True. So,
and we're trying to make those decisions about what is most important.
Right. Absolutely.
So new show stuff, but then again, we know we don't need more shows. Now, for all of you out there too, we want you to keep in mind another thing. We're making an intense effort in this upcoming season to be more available to you. So the whole issue of promoting in prime time, that means 7 till 10, Mondays, through Saturday, to have some type of programming here or to have us available as part of that programming available to you. That's what we're working on. what days we're going to be available, what hours we're going to be available. Whether we know most of it, we're going to try to fit between 7 and 10. But we don't know that we're going to be there 7 till 10. And that's what we're working on. How often, when to be live with you, whether we're watching shows together, watching programming together, and how important is that? We think it's important to interact with people. By going with a primetime programming, the idea is that people will be home after work, most people who do a normal daytime thing, and that we're available to interact with them during those times.
Yeah. Culture change. Being more accessible in between the shows to augment them as well, and then bring them in closer to exactly what we call the lifestyle of what we call interactive broadcasting. It may be akin to what you're seeing a lot of places with people with apps where it's embracing this interactivity. And I'm not going to mention the name, but I remember somebody getting notified by somebody playing a game, and they play a video game on their app. Now, I said, now, you can imagine 10 or 15 years ago, you sit there on your phone, the most you would probably do is probably text, call, maybe read your email. Now, all of a sudden, somebody's playing a game, you're notified, and all of a sudden, you jump in the game, and now you're competing with them. And I'm going, that's the normalcy of interactivity, instantaneous, the notifications there. That's the bridge that we're going on, that there should be a continuous interaction with us. Of course, not 24/7, but with our content and then what we're doing. And not only the story of the show, but what builds up to the show, during the show, after the show. And it should be a lifestyle, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket to say, hey, watch this video, see if you like it, and throw your hands up in the air. So this whole culture change is happening in front of us. And to me, I think is huge, because the courtyard, most people won't look at it that way. You don't realize how big that is. I keep saying it until you envelop it. I said, you go places now where you actually pay to go enjoy what's going to be provided as a continuous support to our community, our fellowship with the people we know, the people we love, and artists we recognize and appreciate. And that will be done because that comes out of our heart. So to take out more time to do that, I think it's an empowerment more than just entertainment, and that's the goal. And sometimes it's a little bit harder and it takes a little bit longer.
So we're working on the programming. We're working on the setup to make the programming better. And we're trying to get this all ready for September 30th.
You come back first before I do. Your show is before I do.
Well, no, we said the 30th. We're going to put the...
8 o'clock Magic mixtape?
Oh, yeah, but that's easy.
Oh,
I already got that laid out. The first one of those.
Yeah. See, you still first. See,
yeah, that's okay.
If all his ex-girlfriends said, "Oh, I remember Mario's mixtape," they gonna treat it like a show.
There is that Donna's booty tape, one of the favorites. I'm Mario Hemsley. You've been watching Making Pack Stereo, where Vic and I hash out in front of you some of the things that's on our mind. These are the things we're working on, and we continue to work on, and we wanted you to be part of that. All right? See you next time.